Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas, guys. Welcome to TR's Tarot Talk 1111. Welcome to my Christmas edition. We are doing an oracle reading for the entire collective for any messages that Spirit would like to bring us in the end of the year toward our own personal goals, enlightenment, healing, family, anything that comes up. Okay, it is my Christmas edition. I got my fat little snowmans here. A friend of mine made me out of socks. Ain't these guys cute, man? So they're on the altar today, and this is a special edition for the holidays. If you're new, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you are a returning champ over here at TR's Tarot Talk 1111, I'm so grateful for you guys. I'm playing some music in the background. I don't normally do that, so I hope it's not too distracting. But today is an all oracle reading, and I have decks, guys. So we are going to go deep, and you need to stay to the very end because at the end we have a pick a charm decision, and I've got this really cute yes or no. So it's no or yes coin, and we're going to toss this, and you get to ask any question that you want at the very end of the reading. So get you a snack, get you something to drink, and settle in, and I hope you have a good time. So once again, set your intentions, and we are going to choose for the end of the reading. There is this Labradorite. I had to think for a minute. Labradorite owl. Isn't he cute? For those who choose that one, for those who choose the dice, we'll put it on 2 since it's kind of like the second choice. And pile number 3, or the last choice, is the blue kyanite, which is considered to be the sword of Michael. Okay, so we're going to move these out of the way because this is going to be at the end of the reading. It's a nice little bonus for everybody. And we're going to get into the reading. As far as announcements, guys, I am running a holiday special. It is for an hour. Well, it's from 45 minutes to an hour and a half long reading. I read until Spirit says I'm done reading. And I'm very generous with my time. And it seems like my guides are talkative like I am. So if you would like to book a personal private reading for yourself, or to gift to a friend or a loved one, neighbor, whoever, it's normally $100 for 45 minutes to an hour and a half. And for the month of December, right up until January 2nd, for the holidays, it is only $70. So that's the only announcement I have to make. I do have a Patreon account. I've got a wish list down below for me and Jesse for Christmas. If anybody's interested, I do appreciate all the donations that you guys send to my channel. Everything I use here has been pretty much donated. I think I started out with like 3 decks, and I've got like 100 now. So thank you. I am so grateful for you guys. May the universe bless us all in this holiday season, excuse me. And let's just get into the reading, shall we? So today, I'm not going to make you look at me during the whole reading, as festive as I look. Got my bells on, guys, just for you. I am going to pull you down here to take a look at the cards once they come out. I got a whole lineup here. And like I said, this is for everybody. So set your intentions for what messages and guidance you would like to have and receive in the holiday season to end out your 2021 and move you into the freshest and highest and best timeline for 2022. All right, Spirit, for pile, or not pile, for the collective, please. What is the highest and best message for the collective? Oh, I know there's decisions to be made, guys. That's the reason why I'm doing the yes or no at the end. Pardon me. And it's also why I'm here to do this oracle reading, because we're in eclipse season, and eclipse is a very, very heavy push from the universe to make change, okay? And I've got this card here that I drew for the reading. It says, change is always good. On the back, it says, actually, the only effective way of changing another person is by changing yourself. It works every time, guaranteed, though the kind of partial to the way, sorry guys, though I'm kind of partial to the way you are right now. Tally ho. So change is always good. Actually, the only effective way of changing another person is by changing yourself. Works every time, guaranteed. All right. So, and then you've got indecision. So what I'm thinking is the collective is really being pushed right now during this eclipse season to really make big change, big choices, decisions that are going to alter your future. A lot of people have been in jobs that no longer financially support them the way they need to be. They've been in relationships that no longer support them the way they need. They've been in family dynamics, maybe living in a home or a part of a city where they no longer feel nurtured or cared for or stable or secure. And so I do believe that there is a lot of change that is being asked of us right now in the collective, right? So indecision, I use my intuition in all aspects of my life. Tell me more for pile number, I keep wanting to say pile number 1. Tell me more, please, for the collective for the end of 2021. What is the highest and best healing message for the collective? Crazy, guys. I've started this recording twice because I keep saying pile. Humor, look at, in spirit saying, take it in the cheek, you know. I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. Look at that beautiful laughing Buddha. I love the laughing Buddha. So maybe my guides are having a little fun with me because I keep stumbling over my words. And I, have been really struggling with the whole throat issue, getting over COVID. It's been over a month, guys, and I'm still, clearing out the pipes. So indecision and humor. So Spirit's saying, keep things light, keep things fun. Don't allow yourself to fall into the negative, lower vibrational energies. Don't overthink things. Trust your intuition. Your mind, your logical mind, is the ego, right? Everything comes to us through our spirit guides and higher team as intuition. It's that voice in our head that keeps going back, right? Keeps going back to, I really want a new job. I am so tired of where I'm at. Or I really cannot stay in this situation any longer. It's just not feeding my soul. I'm not happy. I'm not enjoying myself. And so the intuition brings you back over and over again, but it's the quietest voice. It's not the one screaming at you. My spirit guides are giving me humor because they're saying, no, that's not true. Sometimes we scream. So, but the intuition is always that push, your guides are never, ever, ever going to allow you to stay stuck. Of course, you have free will. You can stay stuck as long as you want to, but your gut and your intuition is going to constantly redirect you. Blocks will be put up, blocks will be taken down. And it just really feels like Spirit wants me to talk about you really listening to the guidance. I don't know about you guys, but I have dreams where I'm actually being tutored, like they're giving me information. And it's weird. I'll wake up and I know that I got the message, but I don't always remember what the message was. But trust that your guidance is always there and your subconscious gets it. So have fun, and whatever choices you're struggling with, you really need to lean into that intuition. So let's get one more for the collective from this deck, please, Spirit. I feel like that wanted to come out. All right. So we have abundance. Woo, 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 woo. Abundance. I am a limitless being, and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. Again, guys, we're in eclipse season. Eclipse season is huge, huge, huge shift, energy shifts. And it'll take us right through to like June, I think, when the next eclipse season comes. I don't have my moon diary here, but I'm pretty sure it's around there. So your guides are telling you that wherever you've been stuck, you need to trust that intuition, because abundance is your inherent right as a powerful, conscious creator, sovereign being, right? Right now in the world, it feels like all of our choices are being taken away from us. And really, if you really, really think about it, it's not. They're not taking your choice away from you. They're forcing you to choose what is best for you, what is best for your family, what is best for your body, what is best for your happiness. And, humor is all about happiness and abundance. Your inheritance as a creator being is to manifest into your reality everything that brings you joy and happiness. So let's see what else Spirit has to say. And yeah, manifestation is a big one, especially, we're going through the age of enlightenment. This is about learning. It's about moving and stepping into those higher timelines, higher vibrational frequencies, of pure creation. You create with your thoughts, your desires, your intention, your actions, and faith. And it looks like faith is the hard part for all of us human, souls having a human experience is the faith part. That's what creates the indecision, is fear of change. Fear of making changes because, what's scarier than the unknown? I mean, really. And yet here you are watching YouTube, getting tarot readings or oracle readings today, because you want to know what you want to know. It's all about the fear of change, fear of trust, right? I understand, because I do it all the time too. I seek the higher counsel, seek the higher guidance when I'm in this indecisive space, trying to manifest my abundance and my highest and best life. And so prayer, meditation, and just play like a child. I mean, when was the last time you just allowed yourself to make believe, right? To just fantasize and pretend that everything's okay. Pretend that everything you desire is yours. Pretend that your world is peaceful and happiness, joy and humor and abundance. That's how you manifest. And I really keep going back to this indecision. It's all about fear of change. So I'm hoping that the end of the reading here with the charms and the coin will help you with at least one big decision that you have to make. All right, Spirit. For the collective at the end of the year, for healing, manifestation, choices, abundance, what is your highest and best? So we got 3, and I'm going to take all 3 of them. Because here we are with the indecision and the contemplation. Okay? It breathes in the stillness of all that is, exhaling all that isn't, coming from the ends of the starts and the highest of the lows. Here I gasp for the answers to unfold. Contemplation. Now I'm going to read that for you because it's a new deck, and I feel inclined, and I listen to my intuition. So, contemplation. It's a new deck too, and I'm getting to know it. Number 46 was donated by Stephanie. It's a beautiful deck. All of my decks pretty much have been donated. I've bought a few. And I'm so grateful because when you guys donate decks, it brings such fresh new energy to the readings, right? All right. Contemplation. Keywords: meditation, reflection, review, lessons learned. Things naturally slow down during the cold months, making winter a prime season for contemplation. When the days are short, nights are freezing, and the outdoor options are limited, there's often little else to do but think about your life. It's natural to examine how life measures up to your idea of success, and reflection is a critical component to any successful path. There are times for planning, times for action, but reviewing your progress is how you learn and change, of course, when necessary. You're being guided to reflect on your situation. Are there things that you could have done differently? Is there still time to change your situation for the better or salvage anything after the damage? Knowing where you can improve will help you to better prepare should you find yourself in this situation again. Contemplation can also be a boost to your self-worth. How did you succeed in the situation? I want to say, how did you succeed? What successes did you come across in 2021? What challenges seemed impassable, unmovable, right? What mountains did you move? I'm pretty sure there have been quite a few because, we are in the age of change. So don't forget to give yourself a pat on the back for all of the things that you have changed, that you have overcome. So how did you succeed in 2021? That's what I'm going to say, in all situations. Are there any things you can put yourself on the back about? I'm not sure what that means. Are there any things you can pat yourself? I'm sorry. Are there any things you can pat yourself on the back for? Acknowledge your shortcomings by making a plan to do better next time, and celebrate all your wins because you deserve it. I'm going to keep this book in case I need it for these ones. This is intuition again, guys. Okay. Contemplation is how you're going to hear the quieter voice. It's in those quiet moments of reflection, journaling, listening to music, hot bubble baths, and for some people, even work. When I'm working, not doing this, but when I'm cleaning house or vacuuming or doing my dishes, I'm contemplating and I really am problem solving. So use that time to help you with this indecision about what you want to manifest for 2022, and have fun. Be like a child, right? So this one here I've read before. It's chills. It says, upon my flesh, within my bones, quivers a crawling, frozen in numbness. Shall I ignore or shall I bestow it? A frozen knowing looks back at thy soul. So this is in that contemplation and reflection about the past. You look back at your soul. You look back at your journey. You look back over everything that you've gone through and all of the experiences that you've had. And with the chills, this is, so I do want to read from it, but I'm also reading intuitively because I feel in this instance, chills is about trusting that intuition. When you get that roiling feeling in your gut, or you get chills and goosebumps on your flesh. And it's also in times of feeling like you're in winter months, right? Where your life can actually feel like you're in a winter month, even when you're not. It could be the middle of June, right? Or July or August. But wintertime is when It's a season of withholding, right? It's being held and being withheld. So we'll read it. What do I mean by held and withheld? Well, when you're held, you're supported. When withheld, you're also supported, but things that you want don't come to you because they're not for your highest and best. So, number 42. Chills. Keywords are wake-up call, awareness, and warning. Your body is an intelligent being providing you with warning signs when you're in danger. Chills are one of these signs, and they warn you to seek shelter and warmth so that you do not freeze. Just like the body, your soul provides you with warning signs in the form of your intuition or the gut feeling that tells you when something isn't right, and also when it is. Sacred soul, your awareness is needed now. You may be heading into a situation that could be avoided. There are red flags and clues everywhere that you have been ignoring. You may have felt that creepy feeling that something is off, but without proof, your ego tries to convince you that your feelings are misguided or premature. Do not dismiss what you feel. There is still time to seek shelter from the cold before getting caught out at night in the snow. So, it sounds a little foreboding. I don't read negative energy. I only read from the positive. But what I take from that message is that, your guides are always guiding you. Your body guides you. Your body, by the way, is one of your sensories. Your mind, they say we've got taste, touch, smell, hearing. What's the last one? Feeling? I don't know. But anyhow, geez, you would think I would know my 5 senses. But what I'm feeling here, and it's really kind of deep, is that right now this shift is so profound that even people who aren't spiritual, even people who don't have any clue at all about spirituality or intuition or, your body is one of your sensory gifts. It will talk to you when there's disease, to separate that, dis-ease creates disease. So listen to your body, listen to when it's hungry, when it's thirsty, when it feels danger. It'll warn you. Really kind of stepping into the whole experience. If you're going to be here in a 3D reality, which quite frankly is now moving into the 5D, but we're still here. We're still struggling through the 3rd and 4th density. And so if you're going to be here now. Live every single moment to its fullest. Trust your body, trust your intuition. And these decisions that you're trying to make for your future are big. They're really big right now. And so there are and will be lots of red flags, right? There will be lots of guidance. There will be songs that guide you. There will be dreams that guide you. There will be chills on your body that guide you. There will be so many ways, if you're in the now moment, that your life will unfold with divine guidance through every second, through every moment of every single day. If you can just tap into the full experience of being a human, trusting instead of placing all your faith and trust in something external to you. Even spirit doesn't ask that. You are a free will sovereign being. They ask that you give them permission to guide you, but ultimately all choices in this dimension are yours to make. And so what's holding you back? Who are you trying to please, right? Who are you sacrificing your humor, happiness, bliss and abundance for? And is it in alignment with what your soul really came here to experience and do? So trust the niggle, trust the intuition. It does look like change, big change. And we're talking about everything, guys. We're talking about our governments changing. Our educational system is changing. Our healing modalities are changing. Our telepathic abilities are coming online. And the future is not going to look anything like the now. But in order to create the future, you have to do it from self. So stop trying to be something or someone you're not. And step fully into your creative abilities, your talents, your gifts, and do it with joy. Do it with joy. So next we have forest, number 15. It is without question a place of mystery. Whispers of power you've forgotten. Let thy strength crawl from beneath the ground and remind you, dear child, that you are magic. Okay, I told you this is going to be a nice long reading, so you can break it up in bits and pieces, or you can just get you a cup of eggnog or a cup of hot chocolate, which is what I have, raspberry hot chocolate. Sugar-free too, because I'm diabetic. All right, so number 15. An organic sugar-free with monk fruit, guys. I'm trying to treat my life and my body better. Number 64, and that could be some of the guidance that a lot of us have been getting too, is how to create change within the body. So the key words here is strength, patience, and grounding. It's time to dig deeper roots. It's time to dig deeper roots. Find your sacred soul and build a stronger foundation. Walk through any forest and you will see ancient trees reaching high into the sky. But they didn't start off this way. Delicate roots had to dig deep down into the soil to prepare these massive trees to stand tall for years to come. Even harsh winters and brutal storms couldn't bring them down. Forests guide you to build a stronger foundation and to remember that success takes time. Be consistent in your efforts, gather your resources, plan, and reflect. Your goal is not something that can be achieved overnight, but it is on the path to your success. The Forest card represents long-term planning, but also lasting power and influence. Pulling this card is a positive sign that you will be recognized for your efforts and your commitment. Furthermore, continue with what works. There's no need to take risks at this time. No need to take risks. So I want to say that everything is a risk. I'm not sure that I prescribe to that last little part, but I guess if you're going to take risks, what Spirit is trying to tell you is take the kind of risks that are not going to pull you further back, right? Plant for the future. Dig your roots deep. Build a sturdy foundation from which you can later take that leap of faith. And, we're always taking leaps of faith. I really don't prescribe to that warning. I do love this deck, but it does come sometimes with some lower, like fear. It does build a little fear around it. And I don't prescribe to fear anymore, guys, at all. Fear is what prevents change. Fear is what lives within us because of those storms that we weather and those cold, dormant winters in our life. But we needed those. We need to step into those. We need to allow those storms to cleanse us. I mean, think about that tree for a moment. If we're going to compare ourselves to a tree, there is no botanist or caretaker out there in human form, trimming and pruning and caring for the forest. They just don't. That's all the universe and Mother Earth. They come in with those storms, and those storms prune those trees. Anything that's dead and no longer needed just falls away. And there's no waste ever in energy. All these lessons that you're learning, none of it is wasted. So those limbs and those branches and those leaves, even sometimes life, sometimes baby birds that take their leap and don't make it. It's the cycle of life, but that bird still had to take that leap. You can't fly if you don't leap. And so, yes, life can be harsh, nature can be brutal, but it's those storms, which, by the way, storms never last. Never. They come in and they strengthen us, and they purge everything from us. They take from us what we no longer need. And then we thrive after a huge purge. And the eclipse season is just that. It's a big storm, a spiritual storm that comes into our life and purges, tends those tender leaves and roots and branches. And it's done for us, not to us. And so I really feel that the end of 2021 is all about reflection. It's about looking back over your life first, your entire life, taking account for all the experiences you've had. What lessons did you learn? Write them down. Honor the worst people in your life, the ones that hurt you the most. Honor them, because they were higher beings that came here and agreed to be the bad person in your story so that you could evolve and grow and weather and leap and fly and fall. And so make your list, check it twice. Find out who was naughty, who was nice. Because every one of them that have touched your lives has been there for a purpose. And the ultimate goal, no matter how hard it was to teach love. Sometimes the best way to teach love is by teaching hate. And that's sad, but it is a great teacher. When something very low vibrational comes into our awareness, it is there to give us contrast. And that's where the duality is beautiful in the Matrix. It was necessary to have the shadow and the light in order to push us to reach for the light, to bring us out of the shadows. So let's move on. All right. For the collective, please, Spirit. For the collective. For healing, guidance, direction, support, and love. During eclipse season in the beginning of 2022, what is your highest and best advice for the collective? Okay. Look you've got abundance twice. Holy crap. I'll take that one too. And that one, Spirit says. All right. So we have number 78. And I didn't know this because I just didn't. I mean, I know there's angel numbers. I always thought they came in duplicates, like 111, 222, 333. But what I didn't realize is that every number, when put together in a pair, creates a vibration. I mean, I kind of knew that, guys, but I didn't really think about it. So number 78 could have significance, right? The vibrational energy around the 7 is reflection, contemplation. It's here too. This is a number 7. And the number 8 is about abundance, prosperity. Here you have a double 8. abundance. And you have abundance twice, right? Abundance. I am a limitless being, and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. See, we're moving back into unification. We are all one consciousness. We are a collective consciousness. We are all connected in all ways. And so you can really step into the learning, teaching and learning of that. And by the way, this is spiritual career, and we have teaching and learning. And so a lot of you guys are the students, and that is your spiritual path. It's what your soul chose to be in this lifetime, is the initiate, the student, the adept. And then moving into higher consciousness, you will become the teacher and then the master. Very deep message with that. And then we have new beginnings. See, change is always good, especially when you're creating a new beginning. I don't know about you guys, but I liked my comfort zone. I stayed for 20 years in a marriage that probably I should have gotten out of, maybe never should have gotten into. And there's no energy wasted, remember? I mean, even though it was karmic in nature and it taught me so many lessons, there was deep love. We created a family together. We raised that family together. It wasn't always good. It was a lesson. But it was very good in the fact that none of that energy was wasted. We have beautiful children, beautiful memories. So it kind of feels like a life review is what Spirit's doing. We're kind of looking at our past, and we're trying to figure out who were the good people, who were the bad. You know, they're all soulmates, and they're all extensions of you. You created this experience. For good or bad, for better, for worse, it was your creation. Every second, you are making choices and decisions. And sometimes the choice that you make is to be indecisive because of fear of change. And so Spirit's saying you can't have this new beginning if you deny yourself the grieving and releasing of the old energy. Everything in life is cycles from birth to death, right? Everything. People live, children get born, people get sick, people die, people come in, they stay for a little while, and then they leave you. And it's all just cycles and cycles and cycles. And I feel like this message is about grieving that which is gone and is asking to leave. And discernment on just who and what those situations are. Because a brand new beginning that's filled with abundance, spiritual career of teaching and learning. Some of you guys are going to become teachers. That is your spiritual career. For others of you, you're going to be the students, and that's your spiritual career. Because really, that's the duality, right? That's all there is one or the other. You're either learning or you're well, I want to say you're both, right? When you're a parent, you teach your children what you've learned. Sometimes it's not good. At least for me, it wasn't. And then some of it was awesome and great and inspiring, because we have inspiration here. That's your next card. I want to take it. I'm not shuffling these ones. I set my intention to take the top card. So if you've been called to learn a new healing modality, like Reiki, quantum healing, sound therapy, music, because music, dance, anything artistic is spiritual, because it's creative energy, and we are creator beings, right? And I guess sometimes in fear, we just stop creating. And when we choose to not create, we're still creating, but we're creating something much different. So, spiritual career, abundance twice. I am a limitless being. I can manifest whatever I desire into the physical reality. I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. That's how you create, by the way. You probably already know this, but I want to hammer it home. If you're manifesting, you must keep your focus on the higher timelines, the outcome you want to achieve. You need to see the beauty in every second, in every moment, and honor the challenge, but don't judge it. Just honor it and choose to focus on what you want instead of what you're being denied or what you're afraid of creating. You must focus in order to attract and manifest. So keep things light, see the beauty in every moment, even the hard ones. Remember that indecision is still a decision. When you choose to not choose, it's still a choice. And what you're resisting is change and this new beginning that's here to help you. It's a number one. It's all about moving forward, taking stock, right? It's the end of the year. We take stock of our past. You can take stock of the entire past, or you can take stock of just 2021. What has it taught you? Where did it challenge you? Where did you meet those challenges? Did you overcome, or are you still struggling? And if you're still struggling, where are you focusing? Are you trusting your intuition, or are you resisting? Because what you resist will persist. And so moving forward into 2021 is all about this inspiration that comes in those quiet moments when we're focused on happiness and abundance and gratitude, big gratitude, grounding ourselves, getting out of our head, moving into our heart space. Look at all the pink and purple. And this is root chakra. This is, new beginnings are starting from the bottom up, right? It's foundational. So inspiration, your love, light, and wisdom touch the hearts and minds of many. You will be instrumental in helping another person change their course of life. Miracles, inspiration, and healing result. So look, guys, we have change is always good, but look at the back. It says, actually, the only effective way of changing another person is by changing yourself. Works every time, guaranteed. This inspiration card says, your love, light, and wisdom touch the hearts and minds of many. You will be instrumental in helping another person change the course of their life. Miracles, inspiration, and healing result. And then you've got your spiritual career, teaching and learning, new beginnings, and abundance twice. And so the change begins with you. It begins, because remember, we're all connected. So when you change, it creates waves, energy of change within the collective. And so as you heal and grow and overcome and embrace change and create better in the future, as you heal you will become the vibration of love, and you will spread the light and the wisdom, and that will touch other people's lives. And spirit will put people on your path that have had or are having the same struggles that you have had. And from that wisdom that you gain through that experience, you will be able to teach and help that person to overcome too. It's how we're going to change the entire population of the world. One Well, the collective consciousness through one consciousness at a time. And it has to start with us. It has to start at home. All right. Now, all right, Spirit's saying take the top one. Expansiveness. Eternity is far more creative than the rigid, constrained, and exhausted ego. I want to take another one from the middle of the deck. And companionship. See, this is all about unification, guys. It's from going from division, right? Divided we fall. Divided we fall. United we stand. I know that sounds very patriotic, but it is a really beautiful, inspiring message. So it says, eternity is far more creative than the rigid, constrained, and exhausted ego. The ego is really a beautiful thing. I mean, it was created to protect us from doing stupid things like sticking our hands in fires, right? I mean, yes, if you stick your hand in the fire, the ego teaches you that that hurts. Don't ever do it again. But the ego also is not meant to control you. You are the last decision maker. I mean, let's say you have a wound that's bleeding everywhere, and the only way for you to live and not bleed out is to stick your hand in the fire and cauterize the wound. Not an easy decision to make, knowing it's going to be painful, but also knowing it's the best choice to make because it's going to save your life. And so the ego definitely is a good alarm system, but you should not allow the ego the last say, the last word. So we have companionship. Giving someone your complete presence is an astonishing gift. So how many times a day do we get stuck in our own rigid belief systems, doing things, and we're buried in the past? Like, I find myself doing this all the time. I'm trying to become more aware. I'm trying to practice the now moment, right? Being in the now moment. Because the past, if you're reflecting on happy memories, then that's great. You know, it'll raise your spirits. It'll bring your vibration up. But if you find yourself reflecting on the negative, right? All the places that we didn't succeed, all the victimizations from outside sources, all the times that we were hurt or burned. When you're placing your focus in the past, you're robbing yourself of the joy, because the past no longer exists. It's just a thought construct. It's just a thought. That's all it is. There is nothing there. It doesn't exist in the now moment. All that exists from the past in the now moment is you and who you've become through those experiences. And when you project your consciousness out into the future, worried about bills, worried about the universe and all the problems and the earth, you know, the government, we're watching a deconstruction of everything that doesn't serve, guys, and it's not pretty. It is not pretty. But it is useful, and it is necessary. And it's a storm, and it's coming in to clear out and to purge all that has served its purpose and is now dead and null, defeated, gone. Trust the new beginning. Trust that change is constant. And what that change looks like is dependent on our own decisions and our own behaviors and our own shadow work, integrating the shadow. You don't ever get rid of your shadow. You just integrate it. You learn to love all of your scars. Love all of you, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And try to learn to do that for others too. Companionship. We're creating union. We're creating tribe. We're raising the frequency of the collective consciousness. And it starts with ourselves, right? And so if you can take your mind out of the past, your mind out of the future, and bring yourself to the now moment, there are people around you. You know, there are children, there are animals, there are friends, co-workers, loved ones, family. And a lot of them need you now. When you start showing up for yourself, you're also there in the now moment for those that love you and need your guidance and support. A lot of you are parents, I feel, or you're teaching others through a spiritual career, or you're meant to. Maybe that's where you're indecisive. Maybe you've been working, maybe you went to college for a vocation, a career, and you've done nothing but that for your entire adult life. And there comes a new awareness around that modality. You know, it doesn't feel right anymore. The shoe doesn't fit. We've outgrown it. You know, it doesn't mean you have to change your vocation. It just means you might have to show up differently and change how the vocation exists in the now moment. There will still be government, but the government needs to change and needs to be a source of guidance, not an authoritative rulership. What's happened is we've been controlled and ruled for so long that we've forgotten how to govern ourselves, to make our own choices, to trust our own instincts. We allow everybody else to choose for us, our parents, our spouses, our friends, peers. We've been taught the authoritarian masculine principle of leaders and those who are led. And Spirit is saying that you have your own inner compass, your own inner guidance system that you came into this earth with. And you don't need to be governed, or you shouldn't. That's why we're all waking up and learning to govern ourselves. We're learning to make those hard decisions and to make those changes, to grow expansiveness and to meet our tribe, to call in like-minded people, to teach people, to show people where we were and what we learned and where we're headed and where we're going. Some of us are still just becoming the adept, just practicing what we've learned. And the difference between the master and the student is about 1,000 failures. That's all. The master fails and pulls himself back up and tries again and again and again. That's the cycle of the adept, is practice, practice, practice. So it looks to me like those who watch my channel are going to be great, great healers. You might work as teachers in the education system. We need to create change. We need to get away from the patriarch rule of teaching our children to be sheep, to follow the government, you know. My son Jesse is very creative, and he started middle school, and everything there is dictatorship, and he does not really follow rulership well. And that's a good thing. I embraced that. I taught that in him. I inspired that in him. I taught him how to govern his own behaviors. And he struggles just like every 12-year-old child struggles. But those failures need to be his choice. It needs to be his lesson. It needs to be for him. And so I'm not real happy with the school system and the way it's my way or the highway, you know. Not allowing creative expression. So let's see what your next card is. I'm taking the top because these ones I set my intention for the top two, or I'm going to follow my intuition. So we have community. Look, you've got companionship and community. This is about the only way we can change the world is first we have to go within and be the hermit, right? The hermit goes to the mountain and talks to God about all of its devils, follows its hopes and inspiration with the star lighting its way. And once you've learned those lessons, you need to get out there and be the change that you want to see in the world. Find your tribe, spread the love, spread the humor, spread the abundance and the lessons amongst the collective. You've got a lot of sevens here. We have 7. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 sevens so far. We have 1 5, which is about change. We have a 1. No, we have 2 5s, 3 5s. I'm sorry. 3 5s. 5 5 5. All about change. We've got, did I talk about the 8s yet? We've got 1, 2, 3 8s. And we have the 1s. Lots of 1s. 1, 2, 3. I'm doing math, guys. 4, 5 1s. When you take a look at the numerology. So all the vibrations that are here is 1s, 2s, 5s, 6, 7, 8. And we stop at the 8. So we got a little ways to go, right? We need to get to the 9 to get to the 1. What are 9s about? 9 is divinity. That's the trust. It's the faith in the universe. So I want to take one from the middle of the deck here. Thank you, Spirit. First chakra, Archangel Michael. Trust, faith, foundation. The root chakra is to be grounded. And it's another 8, number 35. Now we've incorporated a 3. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So again, we go back to this new beginning. We go back to the root chakra, right? Our abundance, our safety, our security, our groundedness, our ability to create for ourselves decision-making, guys, comes from the root chakra. Because the basic needs, right? Roof over my head, food in my stomach, safety, security, foundation, groundedness. You are a spirit having a human experience, and the human experience is created here in the garden with Gaia. She is the mother of the 3rd, 4th, and even 5th density, because that's where she's headed. She's headed with or without us. And so she is the great mother, and we create with her, on her, for each other. So now I want to take a look at your blocks. Is there any other of these decks? Yes, I want to use this deck. I'm going to get you some. So we're moving into the advice portion. No, we're not. Spirit says not yet. I'm meant to do this first. One more guidance message. And I have to look for the deck that Spirit wants me to use. Where is it? So it is not here. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Phew. Sorry. I bought me a new shelf, and I'm going to have to make room for it because I don't have a lot of space here, but I'm going to make room for it. And all of my tarot decks are going to be put back in their boxes, and they're going to be organized from tarot to like oracles. We're going to, put light workers stuff together. They're going to be organized because my stuff's everywhere. All right, Spirit, last guidance for the collective before we move into the decision-making process. All right. Bottom of the deck, don't let pride get in your way. Now, I want to reframe this for you. Pride is the ego. Don't let your ego stand between you and your dreams. Don't let your ego stand between you and what you know is the right thing to do. Don't let your ego keep you small, because you're meant to expand and to grow and to get bigger, larger than life, right? Stepping into your power and authority. Don't let the ego hold you back from receiving the greatest gift that was ever given, right? It's Christmas season. I was raised Christian. I was raised to believe that Jesus was the greatest gift to the earth that ever came. My beliefs have changed a lot since those days, but Christ and Christ consciousness, right? So Christ was the teacher. He was the teacher. It was his spiritual career. And Christ was a person, just like we are all people. And we are going to embody the knowledge and the esoteric knowledge that Master Jesus came here to teach. And now it's called Christ consciousness because it is prophesied. The ascendance of collective consciousness, the expansive evolving of humankind. So, yes, 'tis the season, right? To embrace peace, love, joy, companionship, community, love, decisions, teaching. We have nothing yet is set in stone. Spirit's telling you it's not too late. It's never too late. Time is not real. Part of becoming a spiritual person is moving into the flow of cycles, honoring the now moment, right? The now moment, not the future. Like, I'm not going to bed at 7:00 because somebody says it's healthy. My body knows when it's tired. And if I honor that, maybe I'm tired at 3:00 in the afternoon. Maybe I need a nap. I just feel like this nothing yet is set in stone is all about timelines. It's the fact that a lot of us believe we're running late. We're never going to make it. The time is now. Yes, it is always now. The time is now, right now, in the now moment. Nothing is set in stone because the now moment changes with every decision that we make. Through wisdom and contemplation and trust, intuition, focusing on the highest and best, and co-creating with the collective in a very nurturing, teaching, spiritual way. To create abundance, not just for self, but you know what? When you create abundance for yourself, you're creating abundance for the collective. Because everybody learns from their peers. What are you teaching? What are you teaching your kids? If you're in a marriage or a relationship, long-term relationship, where there's nothing but hostility, anxiety, strife, stagnation, and your children see that, I'll never forget. Toward the end of my marriage, when me and my husband went to Jesse, he was like 8, maybe even younger, like 2nd or 3rd grade. He had a Christmas program. And my ex and I went to the Christmas program together. And we were at the point where we were like neighbors, right? We tolerated each other, but we didn't really have a relationship anymore. And I'll never forget. Jesse was doing a performance with his class. They sang, they put together a little play. It was beautiful. I miss those days. And then at the end, it was like the parents hugged and kissed their kids, and then they walked out holding hands, or they hugged and kissed each other. And so we got out to the front of the school, and there were a whole bunch of cars lined up out front. Parents, parked out front. And there was a couple in the car in front of ours, parked in front of ours. And the husband got out and walked around and opened the door for the child. And he kissed the wife, and he said, "I know you have to go back to work. I love you, and I will see you when you get home." And Jesse stood there and watched them, and he looked at me and he looked at his daddy, and he says, "Mommy, Daddy, how come you never kiss each other?" And it about broke my heart. And so what are you teaching your children when they watch you suffer? Now, Jesse was heartbroken when I got my divorce. I won't lie. But I nurtured him through it, and I showed him that just because two people don't want to be married does not mean that they can't love each other. I still spend time with his father. I take him grocery shopping. He had a major stroke. We're still a family, and we honor each other. We don't belittle each other or make fun of each other or treat each other like crap. We show up, and we show up right, and I made the right decision. And so that's just a long story about, where are you stuck in your life? If your children see you going to work every day in a work where you are barely making the money that you deserve and you're mistreated, maybe you come home crying. I remember my mom coming home crying, working at McDonald's, because she would get blamed for somebody else's mistake. And it was because she was the older woman. She always was blamed for everything. And so I used to always tell her, "Mom, jobs like McDonald's are one in, there's 20 in every town. Find something else to do." I just feel like I really need to tell you guys that nothing is set in stone. You can change everything. Everything. The universe is pliable. It's, like the potter and the clay. You can mold it into anything you want it to be. But first you have to have a vision, and you have to have a plan. And then you have to have faith in yourself and faith in your talents, faith in the universe. Nothing is set in stone. Change is good. Change is the only constant. And how that change looks depends on how you show up for it. All right, we have your dreams need a practical plan. Oh my God, I just said that, right? The potter and the clay. What are you creating? What do you want to create? What are you inspired to create? And how can that inspiration inspire others? All right, now we're going to move into, that was a beautiful message, by the way. Now we're going to move into, though, the guidance portion for decision making. Decision making. How are we going to make this decision? And what does Spirit have to say? And your intuition. Remember, Spirit is your intuition. We are all the one. God is the Alpha, the Omega, the beginning, the middle, the end. Everything that was, is, and ever shall be. That is you, me, and everything else that exists in the world. So I want you to think about a huge decision in your life. The big one, guys, the big one. Like, should I quit my job? Should I start my own business? Should I get that surgery? Should I pursue that dream? Should I get that divorce? Should I change that job? Should I cut my hair? Should I pursue that love, that person? You know, whatever decision you have to make. I'm going to do this once. Dear Mother, Father, God, please, please, please come into this. I'm going to do this. Oh, thank you, Spirit. They're like, no, we want to do it this way. So there's a different way they want to do it. So we're going to do it for each of these piles. So I want you to choose whether you are in group number 1, which is the labradorite owl, or pile or treasure chest number 2, which is the dice, or chest number 3, which is the blue kyanite, Sword of Michael. Okay. This is probably the best choice that I could have made, because the Sword of Michael is exactly what we need to rid ourselves of things that no longer serve us, right? Wisdom, the sword, and faith. Luck of the draw, right? Trusting the fates. So you can choose one, you can choose them all. You can ask 3 questions if you choose to, but we're going to take a look at the yes or no answer. We're going to look at the guidance. And then last but not least, we're going to look at what do you need to release in order to achieve. Okay. So we're going to start with the owl. If you chose the owl, this is using your wisdom. I would like you to focus with your intention on your question. And it's going to be a yes or no answer. Okay. Focus really hard. Say an incantation. Dear Mother, Father, God, please come into this space and bless it. Surround us in the white light of love and protection. Cast our egos to the outside. Keep all low vibrational fears out of the decision-making process. And I want to remind you guys, you are the creator of your reality. If this answer comes out and it's different than what your gut is telling you to do, you never give your power away to a reader, to anybody but your own inner guidance system. This is just meant for guidance, consideration, okay? Whatever answer comes out, I want you to bounce it off of your own compass, your own team, your own guides, all right? Because it's definitive, but it doesn't need to be. Nothing is set in stone. You are the potter, and life is your clay. You can create whatever you want, okay? But if you really want to lean into some guidance on your question, focus now. So we have the answer no. Okay, we're going to take a look at your charms for the wisdom of this answer. And remember, the choice is still yours to make, okay? All right. So we have the whale's tail, or, well, I suppose it could be any tail, but I like to think of it as the whale's tail. You want to know why? Because whales are very ancient Atlantean and Lemurian souls. And they are guardians. And the song, right? The soul song. Universe, one song. The whole universe is vibration, frequency, and sound. And when you get the whale's tail, for me, this is all about leaning into that ancient soul of yours. and asking on a very deep level for the guidance of the universe, that one song, tapping into the vibration and frequency of the changes that you want to make. And trust, right? Trust what you feel about it. Next, we have the diamond. The diamond always makes me think of sacred geometry and of abundance, right? Shine like a diamond. It's the light. It's reflective. It's beautiful. So make sure that you are focused on following the highest and best guidance for your abundance. I'm feeling for some of you that you're really asking about finances for some of you. So next we have the Cancer energy. Cancer energy, of course, is all about nurturing, empathy, intuition. It's feminine energy for me. I feel Cancer is the feminine archetype. Doesn't matter whether it's in a masculine body or not. And a storm's coming, guys. It's 60 degrees here, and it went from like 32 and snow, and everything's melted, and it's been raining, and the dark clouds are rolling in. So Cancer is that beautiful energy of the mother, right? Intuition, empathy, imagination, creativity. But the biggest thing I get from that is reparenting yourself, right? How do you show up for you in all the ways that maybe the other people in your life haven't, or couldn't, or didn't know how to? And you've got a lot of like astrology stuff here. So Cancer, how can you remother yourself? I think of Cancer as the mother, and she's also very, very, very highly intuitive and creative. So I don't know what question you asked, but creativity, parenting, nurturing, abundance, shining your light, listening to your intuition. If you're asking about romance, it really feels positive because we've got the heart with the key lock. These are so tiny, it's hard to show you on camera. I need tweezers. So it's a little itty bitty heart with a keyhole. But it's all about not keeping your heart locked. Open your heart up. Allow yourself to receive that abundance. Trust your heart. And if you're locked on something and you've been guided to be locked on that something, then trust that. Because a locked heart sometimes is locked on something very abundant, very lucky. 4-leaf clover here. I'm getting a lot of wealth, prosperity in your guys' charm reading here for the future. Because we've got the unicorn. You guys are special. You're magical. For those that picked this chest, you might have felt like the black sheep of the family or the oddball in school. You might feel like you don't fit in here. But the reason why is because you're a magical creature. Magic lives within you. You're an old soul. You came here to create something, to create change. Because again, we've got this beautiful diamond or gemstone, right? A lot of abundance is coming for you guys. A lot of abundance. I'm going to tell you why I believe that. Because we have the unicorn, we have the pink gemstone, we have the 4-leaf clover, we have, I think I said the diamond. We also have the starfish, which is all about following your dreams, abundance. Star here. Wish fulfillment is big for you guys. What are you dreaming of? What are you wishing for? What is blocking you? So this no answer, I feel for you, is about your block. It's what's blocking you from all of this abundance. Where have you been telling yourself no, where you wanted to tell yourself yes? Where are you creating limitations in your future, creating magic? So we also have this little lollipop, which is very festive for the holiday season, but it makes me think of with dreams of sugar plums dancing in their heads. It's about your dreams, your inspiration, your faith, your hope. And it's focus on the sweet things in life. Focus on the happiness, the joy. Life should be sweet. Life should be prosperous. Life should be magical. And you've got 2 stars here, which tells me you're very divinely guided. Next, we've got this t-shirt with the heart. Again, for some of you, you're asking about something romantic. And if you are, if you're stuck in some kind of an indecision around something that, or someone that you have deep feelings for, with the Cancer energy, I just need to tell you to not overgive. Unconditional love is love of self and other. It's looking at the unit, not the singular. It's all about co-creating. And we've got this little itty bitty rose quartz, self-love. I feel like we've got a lot of pink here, and we've got the Cancer energy. I do feel like you need to be mothering yourself, parenting yourself, taking care of and nurturing yourself. The magic lies within. And so I don't want to avoid the negative here. We do have a lightning bolt. And that's like a tower energy for me. This is great change is coming in to clear the way for you. You need to let go of something that no longer serves you. And then we've got the carrot, right? Carrots all about, when I think of carrots, my mom used to always say, carrots are good for your eyesight. Make sure you eat your carrots. They're good for your eyes. And so when I see the carrot, I think about your third eye, your eyes, seeing things with clarity. When it comes in after that tower moment, it's bringing in clarity around what is the best choice for you moving forward to create something sweet and abundant and prosperous. But it needs to be done through self-love. I feel a lot of self-love with you guys, because we do have the rose quartz, which is self-love, nurturing the heart, opening the heart. You guys have gone from, that's what I'm getting from this. Thank you, Spirit. Sometimes charms throw me a little bit, but you had a locked heart. And now you're getting an open heart. So where in your life do you need to release fear and doubt? Where have you been creating obstacles? And trust that Spirit has a plan. They're going to really, something pivotal is going to hit you, and it's going to hit you hard, and it's going to open your eyes to love. Look at the top of that carrot. It's a heart. So for those that this is romantic in nature, whatever question you asked, I think you've been lost in indecision. I think you've been compromising your own happiness for somebody else. I think you're worried about losing something or someone. And I think that Spirit is telling you that anything that is meant for you will always show up in divine timing. And Anybody or anything that is not meant for you, you will know, you will get clarity soon. That aha moment where you can see things through the eyes of love. And it's planting roots for an abundant future. So let's take a look at what is blocking, or what do you need to release? All right, Spirit, what does the owl chest need to release in order to create this magic, to follow their dreams, their hopes, to create hope for the future and abundance? I do feel that my owl pile here is extremely giving. Just remember, it's okay to not always give. You know, just holding space and love is giving. You don't have to always be a people pleaser. Self-love is what I'm feeling for this pile. A lot of self-love for the future. Clarity. Clarity is coming for you. You're healing your heart. You've gone through an ascendance. You've tapped into the universe, right? That one song. You're tapped in. Abundance is coming. You're being guided to focus on the best with the lollipop, the highest and best. Ask for help, divine clarity, and you'll get it. And you have been working on opening your heart chakra. So what does the owl pile need to release, Spirit? What needs to be released to create for the future? What needs to be released? What is their blocks? Oh, wow. Okay, so I want to get a few of these too. Spirit, what does my owl pile need to know or to make their decision? What is the highest and best message for the owls to make a wise decision moving forward in 2022? All right, so we'll go with guidance first, and then we'll take a look at the blocks. New job or career? It's the pin. Pins can hurt. So if you're not happy in your career, you feel like you're being poked to move, this is your sign. Spirit saying, we're going to poke you. There's the pin. Poke, poke. New job, career. You guys are being poked by the universe. And a pin also keeps us stuck to things, right? When you pin something to you, it's like a badge. It doesn't go anywhere until you remove it. And so maybe in your desire to be recognized, you've pinned yourself down to something that really doesn't need to recognize you once you recognize your own value. So whatever achievements you've been wanting to make in your life, this is a poke to get you moving toward it. And it could be a poke to get you away from something that no longer serves you, depending on what your question was. And look, I told you guys that you are opening your heart. This whole journey for you has been about healing your heart, your chakra, feeling like you belong, feeling like you're loved, feeling that you're worthy. You've been doing a lot of work around mothering and nurturing yourself and self-worth. We have love, deep affection, and caring. So if you're asking about a romantic partner, then I would say that I don't know what you asked with the no, but just trust the process, because when you love yourself deeply, when you have deep affection for yourself and others and caring, then you become the vibrational frequency of love, opening the heart chakra and then creating the abundance, creating the flow, creating the ability for love to come towards you. And to pin something down too. I feel like you need to pin something down, or maybe somebody down. Maybe it's time to have a conversation, a real authentic conversation about what you deserve, what you need. Talk about your needs, right? Talk about your happiness. What's going to bring you happiness? What's your love language? Maybe you've been trying to pin somebody down that hasn't served you, isn't the highest and best. You'll know because your intuition will tell you. You will be divinely guided. You're about to get a tower, and that tower could come in as an idea, a light, like a light bulb going off that helps you to see clearly. It could be comfortable, it could be uncomfortable, but it is divinely guided, and it's there to create change. Change is always good. All right, so what do you need to release, pile or box number 1? Surrender to receiving support and love. See, it's opening that heart chakra. You've got it on lockdown. I would say you've been going through a huge, huge heart healing. Allow the love and support of others in. Remember, community, right? Friendship. Allow the love and support of others in rather than trying to handle everything yourself. This can take the pressure off and simultaneously nurture you. It's asking for your needs to be met. We have surrender to your full power. Your life is calling for you to step into your full power rather than playing it small. Taking that leap of faith, guys, trusting. You can't trust the universe if you don't trust yourself. So the change you're trying to create needs to start within you. Next, we have surrender to creativity. There's that mirror. For some of you, the mirror is all about some soulmate or divine love that creates change within you. And others, it is just looking and reflecting in the mirror at your shadow, integrating your shadow and opening your heart and elevating yourself in love. And it's about that inspiration too. Let your imagination soar. Stay open to all creative ideas about how to pursue a dream or solve a problem. You got to get creative, right? Change. And we've got the butterfly. Change. Change is always good. And the change starts in the mirror. I think you're already doing this. I think you're just fearing that change. I think you've already been shown what changes to make. Next, we have surrender defensiveness. Yeah, quit blocking your blessings. Quit locking down your heart in fear of being hurt. If you can love yourself with limitless love, unconditional love, then nobody external to you can ever take that away from you. Never. Heartbreak, loss, separation, all of that comes through feeling unworthy, victimized. When you can heal the inner part of you, nobody can ever victimize you again, because you're like, okay, I get it. Thank you, Spirit. Out with the old, right? Take that broom and just sweep it out. Take that witch's broom and just sweep out the old energy to create energy for the new, for change. Surrender your defensiveness. Stop holding back. Stop blocking your blessings. Defensiveness is a sign of weakness, and you've got power here. Surrender to your power and expand beyond your fears. To communicate in a more empowered way, stay centered and hear someone out, then offer a clear, non-defensive response. Look at all the yellows, guys. Orange, yellow, purple. So we have surrender the beauty of the natural world. Take a relaxing break and spend time in nature. Replenish yourself by feeling the beauty and the ecstasy here. Again, this is all about tapping into the soul song, the universe, Mother Nature, grounding yourself in your physical body and experience. And really reflecting on where have you allowed fear to limit you, to hold you back. Open up, communicate your needs. If there's defensiveness, I know I was scared to death to tell my ex-husband I wanted a divorce because I didn't want to fight. I didn't want to argue. I didn't want to engage in the negative energy. And when I really just sat him down and had that honest conversation in a loving way, not in a defensive way, not in an angry way, although that could have been justified, I chose the high road. And I didn't sacrifice my own needs. I did it in a very loving way that honored my needs. And so I sat him down, I spoke my truth, and then I listened to his side of the story. And then we came to a clear, non-defensive agreement that I didn't think was possible. And so whatever decision you're trying to make, take a look at your fears, take a look at why, surrender to your full power, ask for advice, lean on support, ask for your needs to be met, open up, stop blocking your abundance, stop blocking your heart. You're getting a nudge, a push, a pin to move toward a new job and career for some of you. And so the wisdom that comes with this pile is self-love and self-expression, speaking your truth in loving, gentle ways, and expecting love and support. Because where you focus your mind is what you create. I kept picturing it going well, and it did. And boy, did I learn a lot about self-love, 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 self-love. So I love you guys. I'm going to put these away. We're going to move on to the dice. Now we're taking a look at rolling the dice, right? For those who chose it, and you can choose any of them or all of them, guys. All right. So thank you. If this is where we part, if you like this reading, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're new, please hit the subscribe, join our love tribe, and have a very, very Merry Christmas, Happy Holiday. And don't forget, if you would like to book your own personal private reading, that all that you need to do that, or to join Patreon, or to donate for the mission of the channel, everything is in that description box below. I love you. We're going to move on now to the dice. Pile number 2, choices, right? 2's all about choices. Choices, choices. We're going to try to help give you some guidance on this choice. Remember, though, that nothing is set in stone. You are the potter, and your life is the clay, and you can create whatever you want. Nothing is held back from you. So we're going to do a roll of the dice to get you a sacred number. And you got the 2. Look. I'm not going to touch it, but there it is. You got the 2. So you chose the right pile. So it's all about decisions and balance. What decisions do you need to make in order to create balance? And you might want to look up on the internet the vibration of the number 2. All right, so set your intentions for a choice that you need to make, the big choice, right? Should I quit this job? Should I pursue this love? Should I have the surgery? There's big life decisions we have to make. Whatever one has been the biggest one weighing on your heart, that's the one I want you to focus on, okay? All right, Spirit, for the dice pile, the dice chest, highest and best guidance for those asking a question for the number 2. Oh, that was not good. Did I lose it? No. Oh, and it didn't land. It was standing up against the wall, so we're going to do it again. All right, Spirit. For my chest number 2, we have, yes, I'm going to show you. I don't know if you can see it because I'm using my computer. So yes, your answer is yes. There is something that if you say yes to it can create great balance in your life and move you forward. And remember, still trust your own divine guidance, okay? All right, let's take a look at your charms. So you picked the pink box, which again makes me think of, and it has a butterfly, makes me think of great change. Change is always good. And it's all about like spring energy. It feels like spring to me. Which, by the way, I think all these boxes have butterflies. Nope. The third one has birds. Okay, so let's take a look here. Had a little bit of wood chips come out of my box. All right, so we're going to start with the letter L, which might have significance for you. Lean into it because it's the only letter you got. So it could be leader, because we've got Aries energy. Aries says courageous. And we've got the letter L. It could be love, leadership, longing, life, letter, leap. The biggest one I'm getting is love and courage. So you got 2 little pods. I'm going to read them to you. Says, does my bum look big in this? So definitely self-talk. That tells me that there could be some judgments that you place on yourself and your physical appearance, right? When you look in the mirror, are you happy with what you've created, what God created with you, right? Because you came in perfect and you're always perfect. And if there's changes that you want to see in that mirror, it's never set in stone, remember? You can create change. You're the potter. Mold things differently. So where do you want to go next, Spirit? So this one says, I'm just a cupcake looking for my stud muffin. That's funny. So I did get the biggest message around the L is love. So for some of you guys, this could be about romance. Of course, it doesn't have to be. But we have 2 pineapples. Pineapples for me. Okay, so of course, pineapples is always that tropical feeling, right? Hawaiian is what I'm picking up on. Hawaiian. And when I think of Hawaii, I think of Lumeria. I believe that's where, Atlantis. Is it Atlantis? Spirit, which one do you want to go with? Atlantis. I was going with Lemuria. It could be both, but I'm getting Atlantis. So, first of all, if this is romantic, you guys are a perfect match. I mean, I'm just here to say you're perfect. You are perfect for one another. You've got a 2, could be the 2 of Cups energy, right? But there is judgment here. And if you're judging them, be careful because you mirror each other perfectly. You could be seeing in them what really is within you. It's like that mirror, right? So you guys could be old souls. Atlantis might resonate with you. Hawaii might resonate with you. Pineapples also, because of the whole virus thing going around. I think of pineapples when you're not feeling well, because I know that when I was sick with COVID, I was told to drink a lot of pineapple juice. which really isn't good for a diabetic, but I wasn't eating because I couldn't taste anything. So I figured a little pineapple juice wasn't going to hurt me. So maybe you've been sick, not feeling well. That's just a little extra message for those who need it. If you're, one of the many that have come down with this virus, pineapples could be very, very good for you to help you heal. But the biggest message I'm getting here is that you're a perfect pair. It's not apples and oranges, guys. You guys match perfectly. And so I thought this was a piece of wrapped candy, but when I look at it, I think of a mirror. Underneath it is like a palette, like an artist's palette. And at the top, it almost looks like bunny ears. So I'm thinking spring, that if you work on your creative mirroring, if you look in the mirror, if you create the changes you're looking for, maybe around Easter time, because we do have another bunny, which is also about abundance and fertility, right? And we've got the carrot again. So it's seeing with clear eyes and through the eyes of love. I'm really getting an Easter vibe, guys. So if you're wondering, yeah, spring, because look, we've got the leaf and we've got a flower. And so I'm really getting a spring vibe from this. So, if you've been trying to get pregnant, I mean, for me, that's like, that would take a miracle. Been there, done that, bought the t-shirt and the beer koozie. But rabbits really do represent abundance, prosperity. It's also fertility. So the leaf almost looks like it's blowing. So again, I'm getting this feeling of weather, weathering things out, taking time. It's the shedding of the old and the creating of the new so I feel like this pile, because your last two charms is the star. And this, I think of this as the pendulum, right? So you've got the dice and now you've got the pendulum. And so this is really about trust and faith. This is about taking a risk, but doing it intuitively, trusting, L for leap, taking a leap of faith. And it does look like a very abundant time for you. Wish fulfillment, the star, right? For those of you that are in a field or modality, vocation, where you're seen, you're in the spotlight, the star sometimes is you are the star, right? Shine. Make sure you're shining, because you're going to get recognition, I feel like, in 2022. There's going to be a lot of change for you guys. I do believe for those who are watching and pick this pile, you could have a divine counterpart, somebody who is your exact duplicate, right? Twin soul, mirror soul. And with the little palette underneath this, I never really looked at this before, guys, but it's making me think of like a fresh start, right? It's a blank slate. And at the bottom, I really wish I could hold it. So to me, it just looks like a canvas, a blank slate, a mirror, right? Look in the mirror. If you don't like what you see, it's time to create something new. There's a palette underneath it, right? Where you can paint what you want. And it's got bunny ears, which is really strange because I don't know what the hell this thing's supposed to be. But whatever it is, it's fertile. It's a new beginning. You now have fertile soil. I mean, look at all you've got 2 pineapples, 2 bunnies, a carrot, a leaf, and a flower. And then you've got the pendulum and the star. It's your destiny. This is part of your destiny. That's what I'm hearing. This is part of your destiny. This is like, this pendulum is almost like the Wheel of Fortune, right? It's like what's meant for you is on its way. Trust. Be courageous. Make this choice with love. Take a leap of faith. Stop judging or criticizing yourself. Learn to love yourself. Learn to love every part of you. Because if you're in a twin flame or a high-level soulmate, mirror soul type situation, they are here to mirror to you all of your fears, anxieties, and all of your shadow. The things you don't like about yourself, you know. You're afraid they're going to judge you. You're afraid they're going to think your butt's big, or that you aren't pretty enough, or you're not good enough, or you're not chosen, or whatever. That's the biggest fear in a mirror relationship, is they mirror to you exactly what you believe about yourself and about the world that you've created. And sometimes that's very uncomfortable to sit in. So, are we still recording? Sorry, guys, I just had a pain. We're still recording. I'm very sorry, guys. I leaned over to see if we were still recording, and we are. But when I did it, I pulled a muscle or something. It was really, really painful, and I couldn't breathe for a minute. So maybe that's an extra message for you guys. Maybe you're really being pushed, because like that felt like a kick in the gut. It really did. So maybe you're just really, really feeling something deeply. That was really strange. I mean, I've never experienced that before. It was like when I leaned over to look to see if we were still recording, I really felt like I got kicked in the stomach, like weird. So I don't know how that plays in, but maybe you guys have stomach issues. Maybe you worry. But back to your message, you are destined. Whatever is playing out in your life right now is a big fat yes. Be courageous. This choice, this leap, this love is going to balance things out. It's like balancing the scales. Don't be critical of yourself. Self-love. When you look in that mirror, create the person that you love, that you want to be. I'm just a cupcake looking for my stud muffin. I do think there's a timing element with your guys's. This could be in the spring, but you might meet this person, or there might be a big change in February, because February is a huge shift in union energies for those that are on this kind of a journey. And if you're not, excuse me, this is all about fertility. This is about planting seeds for the future. It's about being courageous to take a chance. It's about looking in the mirror and creating something that you love. And it's your destiny. And I do think it could really ground itself in the spring. But there's a shedding here that needs to happen with the leaf. There's things that need to be healed and cleared out. So let's take a look and see what that is. Sorry you guys had to witness me getting kicked in the gut. Not sure what that was all about. All right, Spirit, for my chest number 2, what is the highest and best release, surrender, that they need to do in order to make this choice? What do they need to surrender? I forgot to get you your tea leaves. Thank you, Spirit. They reminded me. All right, what is your highest and best guidance for chest number 2 to make their decision? Oh my God. Are you kidding me? No, I got to mix those up. I mixed them up. They still came out, but I'm going to mix them again. Highest and best guidance to make this decision, this big choice to change for the future. For those in chest number 2, please. Highest and best message. For pile number 2s. One more, please. Okay. So we have flute, disappointment in a friend or a lover. I can see that here too. But then we have coin, money will be coming to you. I want to draw one more for this disappointment in a lover, Spirit. Can I get one more for advice on this disappointment in a lover? Hand, in need of help, assistance, and guidance. I feel like your person right now is going through a healing process. They could even be getting help from like a counselor, or maybe they're trying to overcome addictions. It could be financial. It could be around self-worth. I really like the way they drew the M in the middle of this hand, right? That's supposed to be a sign of a star seed or a light worker, old soul. So the flute for me is about, I think of the Pied Piper, right? Luring the rats out of a situation in order to clear the disease, right? To clear the town, rid the town of the rodents that were creating like the Black Plague, right? Wasn't that the story? But when I think of the flute, that's what I think of. I think of the Pied Piper. And I see flowers that are wilting and dying. And so there's something that needs to be shed and recreated. And I think it's that judgment. So either you don't feel good enough with abundance, coins, money, needing help, assistance, and guidance to feel better about yourself, to stop judging, to clean up that inner dialogue. Or this could be the soul song, right? This could be you have been trying to call in this soulmate and you're disappointed because they're not showing up. But I think they're not showing up because they're struggling, probably financially, and they're in need of help, assistance, guidance, a helping hand. And so I think your guidance is to be that helping hand with unconditional love, right? And remember, this person is your reflection. I'm seeing that with the 2 pineapples. So maybe your self-worth isn't where it needs to be, and that could be an obstacle. Maybe you could use some guidance and help. And this disappointment is, again, I feel like judgment, harsh judgment. Like you're telling yourself, well, They're never going to show up. They're never going to love me. They're never going to choose me. I think Spirit's saying otherwise, and that this disappointment is all about your self-worth. And to go into that with prayer and reflection and meditation and ask for assistance, ask for guidance. And you can even get guidance and assistance from friends and soul family that understand, right? Because there's a lot of people that don't understand this kind of energy. But you always are divinely guided. And I'm seeing the hands in this too. The sun and the moon. Mirror images. I'm getting a lot off of that. The all-seeing eye, right? That's the third eye. That's clarity. So what is the block? What is the block? Surrender to receiving support and love. This is what came out with the first gest. Allow the love and support of others in, rather than trying to handle everything yourself. This can take the pressure off and simultaneously nurture you. Don't be afraid to ask for help. And don't be afraid to be helped for someone. 2 more, please. This is going to be a long video. Okay, so, whew. All right, I'm going to take that one too because I was told to. And I always follow my guidance. All right, surrender your attachment to the results. Wow. The formula for success is to do all you can to make things happen, then let go of the results. Holding on too tightly to a desired outcome can sabotage it. That's a huge message for me right now because I have that Virgo energy of control, right? Perfectionism. Taking that leap of faith courageously and surrendering the attachment to the outcome. You've got a yes. You've got a lot of help. You've got wealth, money. It's about self-worth. This flute, disappointment in a friend or a lover. Here we have surrender unhealthy relationships. Let go of relationships that don't serve you, including unavailable or toxic people. You deserve to be treasured by others and to be surrounded by positive people. So if this is your loved one or lover, you're going to have to really ask for help and guidance because I think they're a divine partner. I think they're there to teach you how to love yourself. Sometimes loving yourself is telling them to go pound dirt for a little while in a very loving manner. I love you, but I can love you from over there. And I can care without carrying. And if this is about friendships, because it does say a friend or a lover, then this is about, ending those friendships and relationships that just feed off of your energy, that make you feel unworthy, that make you feel less than, that criticize your butt instead of building you up. Last, we have surrender to divine timing. So you've got flow here and divine timing. Release the attachment to the outcome and surrender to divine timing. Sometimes divine timing may differ from your ego's timing. If a goal isn't manifesting fast enough according to your ego, be patient and trust the universal flow. Trust. Courage, love, leap, trust. Okay, so this has been your guys' pile. Balance is coming. You got a big fat yes. Don't allow it to take from you if it's not what you want to create. You can create change because you've got this new beginning, a blank canvas. You can always, the fun thing about painting is if you don't like what you've created, you can always whitewash it and start from scratch and create what you do want. So if you're not happy with your body or your, looks or whatever, I would say do a lot of healing around that. Know your value, because you cannot attract anybody that sees that in you until you see that in yourself. Don't forget to ask for help. Clearly speak your truth. Be in the flow. So, ask for love and support. Surrender unhealthy relationships or lovers. And surrender the attachment to the result and surrender to divine timing. I do believe for some of you guys, if you're on the same journey I have been on, we're afraid, so afraid to let go and to just allow what is meant to happen because we have a fear of losing something very precious to us. And so Spirit is telling you what is meant for you you will never lose what is meant for you. You can't. It's meant for you. And what isn't meant for you, don't cling to it. Allow it to go. If it needs to go, release it. And don't forget, this is your destiny. That star just fell out again. All right. So I love you. For those who picked chest number 2, we're going to move on now to chest number 3. What needs to be cut out of your life with the Sword of Michael? To make this choice, what do we need to release and surrender? What is the highest and best for this group, Spirit? Okay, I'm running out of space over here. So, first of all, we're going to flip your coin. I'd like you to set your intentions and ask a question. Oops. Ask a question, set your intentions. And we will try to get you some guidance. Remember, you are the potter. Spirit's taking the reins here. All right. Yes or no, Spirit? We have no, and it came out 3 times, guys. I was trying to avoid it, but it came out officially. I'll show you. It says no. So, of course, that kind of makes sense with the Sword of Michael, right? What do we need to cut out of our life? What is not meant for us? What is the universe telling us a big fat no about? Let's look at I always look at the initials first. So we have the letter A. In A, I think of abundance. I think of always, like all ways and always. I think of angels, architect. The biggest thing I'm getting is angels and abundance. But you lean into that, guys. A can stand for what it could be the initial of somebody you're thinking about. Next we have Q. Q&A. Ask. Ask the questions, expect the answers. Q&A, that was pretty cool. Q&A. Don't be afraid to ask and to use divination if you need to. Ask for a sign. On my journey, I've asked for many signs. When I was wondering if I was truly in a twin flame relationship, I asked to see a woman in a purple hat with a red feather. Or no, it was the opposite. It was a red hat with a purple feather, because I had never in my life heard of the Red Hat Ladies Society. Never. And I asked for a specific sign. And I was on my way to my sister's, and there was a gaggle of older women getting out of their cars in front of the neighbor's house, and every one of them had a red hat and a purple feather. And then it wasn't the only place I saw it. I saw it in some a reading I did for somebody. There was a card with a woman in a red hat with a purple feather. And so don't be afraid to question, and don't be afraid to seek the answer. And ask for guidance, right? Because you will get it. All right, so let's do POGs first. So your POG says, warning, contains opinions that may offend you. So this could come with a trigger warning. This could be something that you really need to release. and cut out and let go. And you may not be ready for that. It could have to do with something from your childhood too. Maybe even grade school. Oh, look how cute, alien love. And you got 2 of them. So you guys could also have a divine counterpart. That's so cool. I'll show you those in a minute. I'm just looking at. So your POG says contains opinions that may offend you. So this could be friends, family, co-workers, people that really aren't supporting you, aren't meant to be in your life, that you need to cut out, right? People that make you feel small. But I really feel, more importantly, like Spirit's telling you, there could be a trigger warning that comes with this reading for you today, because there's something that you really, really want that needs to be released. So next we have, oh, it's a Care Bear. It's a Los Angeles Care Bear. Says LA on it. So if Los Angeles has any significance or meaning for you, what else could LA stand for? Language, love of the arts. It's a blue bear. So it could be a dream. Never let go of your dreams, though, unless you know they make you blue. That's what I'm feeling with this. I'm going to take the LA out of it, although it probably has significance for at least one of you. But if it doesn't, I feel more about a blue bear, you know? What's making you blue? And you did pick the blue kyanite. What doesn't serve you anymore? What makes you sad? What brings you down? And then we have punk. Punk. I'm really thinking that you could have some very toxic friends in your circle, people that like to belittle you in front of others, who judge you or make fun of you or maybe even bully you. And if that's the truth, you need to cut them suckers out. And with this apple, this really makes me feel like you're doing great. Spirit's saying you are an A student, right? You're doing great. But there could also be some healing around your childhood, around bullying in particular, around people that punk you or play tricks on you or humiliate you or belittle you, whose opinions offend you and make you blue. But with the apple, the red apple, I also think of good health, right? An apple a day keeps the doctor away. I feel like you're being guided. I feel like a teacher's energy here. Like there's somebody in your life that is a good role model that you should maybe seek counsel with. I just feel like you're an A student, that this has been a hard lesson for you, but you might have some toxic relationships that need to go. And I know on my twin flame journey, because I am seeing, now this doesn't have to be twin flame. This could be just finding it. Oh, so they're not. I'm going with my first sight. So I saw these and I saw an alien's head poking up from the circle. And now that I look at it, it's more like a pig, right? But I saw aliens, and that's what I'm going with, because I really feel like, maybe you didn't feel like you fit in. Maybe you've attracted a lot of, bullies in your life. Maybe you're different. Maybe you're special. Maybe you're an overachiever and people don't like that. But I do believe that you have somebody who is just like you. This could be a best friend. This could be a mentor. This could be a teacher. It could be a twin flame. It could be a soulmate. But it's like two square pegs that have met each other, that have always tried to fit in society's circles, right? In the circle of society. Maybe there's somebody that spirit has brought into your life that has had a very similar lessons, very similar experiences. You guys could be a bit of a, I want to say geek. Sorry, I don't mean to offend, may contain an opinion that offends. But what I mean is you're studious, you're smart, you see things differently. You question things. You seek the answers. And there may not be a lot of people in your societal community that see things the way you see it or question things the way you question them. But I do believe that you found somebody, or you're going to be sent somebody who is going to be that great companion, that best friend. There are people that need to go, toxic people that offend you, that don't see your worth, that don't support you, that make you sad, that punk you. I feel like bullying, like they make fun of you, or they talk about you behind your back, or they just try to, humiliate you in public so that they can look better. And it doesn't mean it's happening now. This could be in your childhood, right? Because I'm seeing the little pink bow. When I see the little pink bow, I think of babies. I think of little girls, feminine energy. And a bow tie is very prim and proper. And so you guys could be perfectionists. You could be studious. You could be a little geeky in a very beautiful way, right? You could be a hairdresser because we've got a bobby pin and we've got the bow. Your person's name could be Bobby because I put that in there because of a friend of mine whose name is Bobby. Bobby Pin, pinned, right? But you could be a hairdresser. This could be about your childhood. So we have the cactus, and the cactus is growing hearts on it. So I feel like this is, like, you guys are so loving and nurturing, and I think that you are surrounded by prickly people, by people that are not very loving. But a cactus grows in any condition, in the harshest of conditions. So with the apple, it's like, it's like spirit is saying, that you're perfect. All of the things that you see as flaws are actually perfection. And that you were planted in a very harsh environment, but you are thriving and growing. And you bring love to an environment that is normally not filled with love. Now we have the diamond, or the triangle, which makes me think of the Trinity, Father, Son, Holy Ghost, Mother, Maiden, Crone. It can also represent a third-party situation for those. Remember, the charms are touching on all different messages. Only take the ones that resonate with you. Leave the rest behind, right? I watched a reading earlier today and clicked right off because the first thing out of her mouth is, "Oh, you're pregnant." And I thought, "No, I'm not." And I clicked right off. And then I thought about it. I thought, I could be conceiving something beautiful in my life. It doesn't have to be a baby. So I went back and watched it, and it actually resonated with me. And so never let the message how do I want to word that? Don't let the message take from you. Just let it nurture you if it can. And if it's not yours, leave it. It's probably for somebody else. All right. So the triangle could be a third-party situation for those of you that resonate with that. And it can also be about wisdom, ancient wisdom. I think of the pyramids, right? You might even resonate with Egyptian mythology or Egyptian teachings, those mystery schools, very esoteric knowledge. I feel like you're very different. I saw an alien. I didn't see a pig. I saw an alien. The pig could be there for somebody, though. Maybe you guys struggle with weight issues, right? Maybe you feel like, or maybe you have an addiction, a food addiction. But that doesn't define you as a person. That is a symptom. It is not a disease. It is a symptom of a much deeper disease. So I don't want to bring the message around the pig, but if you feel like that's something you judge yourself with, maybe you have a food addiction, because I did for certain. Ate my way up to 327 pounds. So take it as it resonates, but I'm seeing two aliens, two people that feel like they're starseeds, like they came here on a mission. They came here to question. They came here to answer. They came here to teach and to learn. I see two people that are perfect friends, perfect lovers, perfect match. I do see a lot of childhood healing that's happening with you guys. I see some toxic friendships and relationships that probably need a good old boot. I can love you from over there, and I can care without carrying. I can love you and want to see you eat well, but it doesn't have to be at my table. And then again, we've got the whale, and whales for me are all about ancient souls that are here, that are very telepathic, very connected to source, connected to the all that is. It's the water element of intuition, empathy. And then we've got the squirrel. So I didn't show them to you. Sorry. There's the whale. I'm hearing whale song too. And with this whale is different. It's like bursting out, breathing out. It's releasing all the water, all the emotions, right? Blowing it out. So you guys could be purging right now. You could be releasing, cutting away things that no longer serve you, people, places, friendships, lessons, integrating shadow, seeking, questioning, receiving, and releasing, purging emotions, right? And then we have the squirrel. I love squirrels. I know people, there's a lot of people that put put feeders out that squirrels can't get into, etc. And they, throw rocks at them. I mean, I've seen some mean people. They don't like squirrels because they like birds. But the squirrels and the birds have an understanding amongst them. They share. I've seen squirrels go to the feeders and take seed and spread it for the birds and share it with them. I really have, guys. I've seen that. But you know what else I like about squirrels is squirrels plan for the future. They take the seeds that they've gained in knowledge through questioning, right? They take their seeds and they bury them. And then they go back and they dig them up when they're hungry. And there's no wasted energy at all, right? Let's say a squirrel goes out and plants 10 different acorns and then forgets where it planted 2 of them. What comes from that? A tree, an acorn tree, which will feed all of its descendants in the future. And so squirrels are very beautiful creatures, and they balance out our ecosystem, right? They bury the seeds, they plant the trees, and they plan for the future. They know when to rest. They know when to work. They're hard workers. And they're fun, right? They're playful. So I think your guidance is there's some people it needs to go. You need to always question. You guys are seekers. You're probably light workers. You're probably ground crew. You probably are star seeds. There's a healing that needs to happen around parenting with and you could be a hairdresser. The name Bobby could resonate. This is about letting your hair down. It's about allowing yourself to be who you are. You carry a lot of ancient knowledge. You chose this lifetime to be incarnated in some of the harshest environments, family dynamics. You could have dealt with a lot of bullying. You could have problems with depression, feeling blue. But there's a huge healing that's happening here. Huge healing happening for you. I do believe you've been purging a lot of those emotions. You've been guided to detox and to weed your garden. You're being asked to purge and then to prepare for the future, plant seeds for the future. You're being rewarded. You're being told by spirit that, with the red apple, focus on your health. If the pig thing resonates with you, that might offend you, but it could be something you say to yourself because others maybe have said it to you. Then work on your health, right? The red apple, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Put away the ice cream and the Cheetos just once in a while and eat a nice, healthy apple. I did that last night. I come home from karaoke and I had a cupcake I brought home some snacks because I didn't want to eat them while I was there. And I thought, well, I'll save these for later. And I brought them home and I'm like, oh, I want to eat my cupcake. But it was like 1:00 in the morning and I didn't want to go to bed with my sugar high. I didn't want to have digestive problems. I get heartburn if I eat too late. And so I made a good choice. I ate an apple because I was snacky. I wanted something. And my body said, hey, we can deal with an apple. An apple will nourish us. It helps to clean your teeth. It has nutrients that your body needs. And it also helps with digestion. If you've ever eaten an apple and then belched afterward, it's because it's neutralizing a lot of the acidic properties in your stomach. So lots of messages for you guys. Let's take a look at what do you need to release and surrender. And then we're going to call it a day, guys, because we are, good Lord, 2.5 hours into this. And I'm going to have to go back and timestamp for the piles here. And if you guys are watching this before I timestamp it and you choose one, could you timestamp for me? Because it takes a lot of time to make these and I'm hungry. And so I want to take a little break before I do that. So if you watch this right away as I make it live and you get an opportunity to timestamp for me, I would appreciate it. All right, Spirit, for those who chose Archangel Michael's blade, the blue kyanite, what do they need to surrender and release? What do they need to surrender and release? Oh, I like that. Anything else? What do they need to surrender and release? All right. Spirit says, stop there. Oh, look at that. All right. So I don't want those to fall. All right. So your guidance is, and remember, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. This is a collective reading. It's not just for you. If you want your own personal private reading, then you can book that in the description box below. And there is a $30 discount for the holidays. And you can gift it too. All right. Surrender to your intuition. Because I do believe you guys have starseed energy here. And I believe you are superstars, that you guys actually chose to incarnate in some of the hardest families, the ancestral patterns, right? You guys have really gone through the ringer when it comes to learning self-love, because you needed to teach yourself that. The teacher. You're going to become a teacher too for some of you. Once you master this lesson, you're going to help to teach others, plant for the future. So surrender to your intuition. You're very divinely guided. You're highly intuitive. You're probably ground crew, star seeds. You could be twin flames. It says, tune into your inner voice. Be aware of any gut feelings, flashes, knowings, or aha moments that come through to guide you, because change is here, remember? So we have surrender to miracles, more aquatic energy here too, guys. So you could resonate with being a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. You don't have to. But I do believe that you guys are ancient, because again, the dolphins are part of that Atlantia, Lemuria. And I feel like you're old souls. You've also got Egyptian energy here, right? So surrender to miracles. Be open to miracles occurring in your life. Feel and know that these events are real. Let go of any resistance and banish any doubt that miracles can happen. Question. Then question. Surrender to prayer. Ask for help, right? Give yourself over completely to prayer. When you pray from your heart, you will be heard throughout the universe, and answers and support will always arrive. Next, we have surrender to creativity. Again, we've got the mirror, right? We've got the butterfly. It's about self-reflection, self-love, changing yourself to change the universe, right? It says change is always good. Actually, the only effective way of changing another person is by changing yourself. Works every time. And the collective is helping to heal the collective. Everybody helping to heal others through your own healing journey. So let your imagination soar. Stay open to all creative ideas about how to pursue your dream or solve a problem. And then this is the most important one, I feel, for you guys, because I do believe that you've accumulated a lot of low vibrational people and situations into your life that needs to be purged and released. And part of that is learning to love without sacrificing your own love, your own happiness, right? To love unconditionally means that you have to love others without judgment. But first, you have to learn how to love yourself without judgment. And so surrender the habit of people pleasing. Speak your needs clearly and be true to yourself. Focus on your own happiness instead of always trying to make everyone else happy. Because it looks to me like by doing that, all you've really attracted is a lot of people that punk you, a lot of people that make you sad and blue, people that offend you, right? Prickly people, cacti people. And it's time to purge and release that. And it's a very emotional process. So I hope this has resonated, guys. Remember, take what resonates, leave the rest. The highest and best messages and guidance, excuse me, for the future for you is change is always good. Actually, the only effective way of changing another person is by changing yourself. Works every time, guaranteed. We're seeding the collective consciousness by being the change we want to see in the world. And last is inspiration. When you do this, you inspire others to do it as well. Your love, light, and wisdom touch the hearts and minds of many. You will be instrumental in helping another person change the course of their life. Miracles, inspiration, and healing result. So I love you guys. I hope this resonated. Merry, Merry, Merry Christmas. I got bells on for you guys. Get my ugly cup out of the way. I love you. Happy holidays. And if you would like to book your own personal reading, down in the description box below, you can give it as a gift. There's a huge discount, and they're always long like this one is because it's the way I roll. Okay, so namaste and happy holidays.